and welcome back to Money Exclusive, where we simplify money talks and make better decisions for your wallet. My name is Anna, and welcome back to this very exciting episode where it is all about the holiday season, which is why I'm on my sunglasses and wearing the coziest outfit. But when it comes to traveling, I often think like, could anything bad happen? I don't think this is the first question that will pop up in our minds, but it does happen with like unexpected flight delays and lost luggages, maybe missing passports. So right here, we are going to talk about something that will protect your traveling adventures and make it worry-free. Joining us here in the podcast today, we have Joseph Au, who is the head of e-commerce at Tune Protect, one of the leading Malaysia's digital insurers. And we are going to talk about what travel insurance covers and how it is going to work and why people should be getting this travel insurance. And it is the smartest thing to do other than packing your passport. So welcome, Joseph. Welcome
Thank you.
MoneyX.
Okay, thank you for having me here today. So I can't wait to share my experience and also some tips and insights with all the MoneyX audience.
Yeah, I'm sure our audience will gain a lot. And I really want to know, I'm so curious about this question, which is that I'm sure you travel often. So do you actually use travel insurance?
Of course, I think like for example, last week, I have a working trip to Bangkok. So normally we will take the insurance. So for example, when we take the flight to Bangkok, we know that this flight maybe is often have the delay issues. So normally we will buy the flight delay insurance.
I didn't know Bangkok will have flight delays. I mean, because I would think like, it's also short, maybe we don't need one.
Yeah, actually it depends on the airlines as well. So these days, some of the airlines have some issues on their flights, so they tend to have some delays. So then we kind of like, okay, maybe it's time to buy more on the flight delay insurance. So as an insurance person, so normally we will know what's going on, then we will try to buy the insurance. But having said that, for all my holidays, for all my overseas trip, normally I buy the comprehensive travel insurance.
Okay, that is a very good mindset to have.
Yeah.
And I must testify and disclaimer that I don't often buy insurance, but we will get into why and how we could change my mindset. So in Tune Protect, I believe you have been in the travel space for quite a while. And now that COVID is over, people are traveling, everyone is eager to have that revenge holiday. What is the demographic like for travelers, and how is Tune Protect adapting to the different needs of the travelers?
Yeah, like before COVID, we tend to like observe the data showing that the customer tend to go for a longer holidays. But these days after COVID, we notice that maybe it's the Gen Z, they tend to go for the shorter holidays, even for their overseas trips. So it's like we notice that like around 20% of our customers that they travel like less than 3 days, 2 nights. There is a change of behavior on our customer patterns. So we also notice that customers these days, they're much more focused on the experience, the end-to-end travel experience that they get, okay, from the moment they get into the airport until they're coming back from the trip. So the whole things they will consider as their travel experience. And then, they call it experiential travelers. Yeah. Right. And then the second thing is that we also notice that the customers these days care a lot more about the speed of buying or claiming, as well as convenience. How convenient you make it for me to buy your insurance. And just to share with you some interesting data, so I think 7% of our customers buy on the same day that they depart from Malaysia. Okay, so like 40% of our customers buy less than a week before they depart from Malaysia. Yeah, so they're really last minute. They didn't really plan. Seems like it's a last thing on their mind before they travel abroad.
That's very interesting. But I guess in Malaysia, we all like to do things last minute, right? Everything must rush. Like, I forgot need to buy travel insurance, and then they actually buy on the spot. I'm really curious about this. Is it more expensive if I were to buy it on the same day compared to if I were to buy it like, I don't know, 30 days in advance?
Yeah, so I think for Tune Protect, we came out with a program that if you buy 1 month in advance, we tend to give something we call early bird discount. Yeah, so we try to differentiate if you plan your travel insurance earlier, so then we give you a little bit more discount. So those are the things that we try to incentivize people to plan your insurance earlier.
And plan ahead,
yeah,
right?
and because the problem of buying last minute is because some of the benefit, like we call it trip cancellations. You're buying 2 days before your flights. If anything happened to you or your family member because of the hospitalizations,
Right.
you can't go on the trip. Actually, we were not able to cover for that kind of scenarios. So that's why we try to advise all our customers and travelers, please buy as early as possible. Then you can entitle to these trip cancellations benefits. Yeah.
Okay, I got to tell the users, please buy 30 days in advance. As Joseph has mentioned, you get early bird discounts. See, we all love discounts, right? We love good deals. So yes, I believe I should also have that kind of mentality. I too buy it last minute, maybe because also I booked my trip like maybe less than a month before I'm flying off. So it happens. But I believe that even for people, when it comes to travel insurance, they often think of the most extreme cases. Maybe back in the day, they probably got sick unintentionally, of course, when they were on a trip. But I would like to know, what are the common claims that you have seen when travelers buy this insurance, and what do they use it to claim for?
Yep. So normally, I think most of the travelers, when they look for the travel insurance, they will pay more attention on the medical coverage. But just to share with you, based on our claim data, it shows that most often claim actually is not medical. Okay, it's actually flight delay. For example, flight delay. For example, baggage damage. Okay, for example, baggage delay. Those are the common claims. So in terms of volume, okay, those are the one that the customer claim the most. Often than not, we don't see customer care about these kind of things when they select the travel insurance, but those are the things that they claim the most. Okay, so next time if you are trying to buy the travel insurance, do pay some attentions or to the flight delay benefit or the baggage damage benefit, because it might help you when it comes to claims that time. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, I would never ever think that my flight would delay, because in my mind, I'm like, okay, everything has to be according to plan, right? Traveling is like that, right? You know, your itinerary has to be perfect. And I think I'm really curious too, because you mentioned that flight delays are the most common. So for how many hours can I claim? Like, you know, is it like more than 3 hours? Then I get to claim it from Tune Protect, or like even if it's a 1 hour delay, I'm like, oh, you know, yeah, 1 hour delay, yeah, time to call Tune Protect. Hey, I want to get my claim.
Yeah, the industry practices is around 3 hours, but I think Tune Protect, we try to make it different because we understand that the pain of the flight delay. So therefore, when we design our policies, we try to make it like when the flight delay more than 2 hours, we'll give you access to the lounges. So it means that you can go to the lounges and wait there, or maybe get some food or get some drinks, okay, while you're waiting for your flights. So the whole idea of why we want to do this, actually, we just want to transform the bad experience of flight delay. So it means that when your flight delays, you do not have to like stuck in the waiting lounge and you got nothing to do, you know, so you feel bored, then you feel very tired.
Yeah.
So if I can get you access to some premium lounges, so I guess the customer will feel happier. And also the what they call how we design the program is that instantly you can get to access the lounges. So you don't have to like go and file claim or whatsoever. So the whole
And
thing
then you
is,
wait for a very long time. Yeah.
yes.
Oh,
So
wow.
the whole things will send it straight to your emails, and then after you can use the emails, and then you can access to the lounge.
Oh,
so,
okay.
yeah.
I didn't know there's another way to access the premium lounge. I only thought like credit cards are the only way. You know, I have so many credit cards. I thought that's the only way. So now I know. Thank you for sharing.
Yes.
And I think it's good to also talk about credit cards, because I think some credit cards, they do come with a travel protection insurance as well. And most people, if they are frequent traveler, they say, why do I even need travel insurance? My credit card can do just fine with that. Then what does Tune Protect offer differently from credit cards in comparison to all these travel mile cards that we see in the space?
Yeah, so I think first thing first, okay, when you talk about the credit card, the travel protections coverage, normally not a lot of people understand what is the coverage. Like even I have a lot of credit card as well, same like you. So, but I don't really check what is the coverage inside.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
so and sometimes when I do a comparisons, the coverage is not comprehensive. So how I want to position this is that the customer should have two. So it means that keep using the credit cards, whatever credit card free for you, take it. Why not? Okay.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you should cover yourself with a standalone travel insurance as well, simply because when you buy the standalone travel insurance, you get to know your coverage, and then you will be provided an emergency hotline as well. So in case of anything gone wrong, you can call the emergency hotline that's specifically designed to help you when you have any travel emergency during your trip. So unlike credit card, if you call the credit card numbers, you might need to go through a lot of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then only you can speak to the operators, and then operators might or might not know about the travel insurance coverage as well. So we will always advise that keep the credit card coverage, at the same time have a standalone travel insurance as well. Yeah, as a backup.
I think it sounds like if I have my credit card coverage, I may not even use it because of how slow it might be or how tedious the process will be. Because by the time I want to get to, maybe I lost my passport, for example, and I want to get to claiming it, maybe by that time it's already 5 hours have passed, and everything has already been settled. So then the credit card is pretty much useless. But I guess if I Tune Protect, I can call immediately, and you will give the claim wherever that's necessary.
Yes. So the difference is that, like for example, the credit card, a lot of people know that I have a credit card travel protection in my credit card. Right. However, I do not know how to claim because the credit card never give you any information.
Yes.
How can you make a claim via your credit cards? But for a standalone from an insurance company, it's very different. Okay. So we will send you a link even before you depart. You can download the mobile apps and also you can do the claim on the spot as well. So it means that we make everything super easy and on the go for the customer to claim. Like for example, like just now you talk about the loss of passport or loss of any important travel documents during your trip. So you can just use our mobile app and then you can just filing the claims right there and then. Yeah, so you do not need to wait until you come back, only you file the claims. So,
and this app is through Tune Protect app, right?
Yes. This is something extra that we give it to the customers in the Tune Protect mobile apps. Actually, we can let you manage your policies. You can file the claims, and also you can track the claim status. And also we also put the hotline there, so you can.
Everything is all in one in that platform.
Yes.
So it's like so seamless, right? Okay, anything, if you panic, don't think about anything, just think about Tune Protect app and then just open up. And then if you need any help, just call. Okay, if you need to file a claim, just file. After that, you can check whether your claim is approved or not approved, all inside one app. So we will make things easier for the customers. Super convenient. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I think that's very useful for a lot of us who are using smartphones. I think apps is the way to go, honestly.
Yep.
If you're not on the app, then people are just missing out because that's where our users are. I think even for us millennials. And I think the travel insurance also covers another portion that we are going to get into, which is like medical insurance. And I think people do not foresee themselves maybe having an illness, or they things can happen when they are traveling and they end up in a hospital. And most people say that, oh, I have like a medical insurance, or I have PA, I have life insurance, so why do I even need travel insurance to cover for something like that? And what does Tune Protect offer in that sense that is better than the coverage of our general insurance?
Yep. So the difference between your medical cards and also the travel insurance is a bit different. Okay. So for example, the medical cards, of course, it covers for all your hospitalization expenses occur in Malaysia. So for example, like last week, I went to Bangkok. If I got hospitalized in Bangkok, okay, so like for example, the hospitalization cost is like 30,000 ringgit. So when I need to file claim via my medical cards, okay, so the medical claim process is that they will follow a Malaysian's guidelines. Actually, in Malaysia, our government has introduced a medical fees guideline. So there is already standardized these operations is this much of cost. Yeah, this range of the fees that the doctor can charge. Even though you bring the bill coming back from Bangkok, whatever procedures that the insurance can pay using the medical card is follow back the Malaysian standards. So maybe you can think of it this way. So if you're going to like Japan or US or UK, that with a very high cost of living, the hospitalization cost is definitely way higher compared to Malaysia. So when you come back, when you claim the time, you only can claim back the Malaysian's standard rate. Yeah.
I see.
So that is the one of the big difference between travel insurance and also the medical insurance. On top of that, the travel insurance also cover a lot more details. Like for example, that the travel delay, for example, the baggage damage, for example, all those trip cancellations, which is important, okay, but it's not covered under your local medical card. Yeah.
I see. So from what I'm hearing is that if let's say I travel to Japan, I got really sick and hospitalized, I will have to fork out my own out-of-pocket payment first.
Yes. So it means that if you are hospitalized in Japan, so when you come back the time, if you have travel insurance, we will pay according to your hospitalization bill. Of course, subject to some terms and conditions there. So but if you're using a local medical card to claim for it, then the local medical insurers, the claim team can only pay according to Malaysians standards.
Okay.
So that is the limitation of the medical cards. So travel insurance will give you a lot more different coverage and can cover almost the full bill of your hospitalization cost when you're abroad.
Okay. And I think that I'm going to think of a very extreme case. What about for someone who can't make it back home? Like example, they end up in a coma, right? I mean, it's not. I don't want to make it a funny humor, but I guess I have dark humor. But I guess in some cases they do end up in a coma. They end up being there longer than they should. So how does Tune Protect come into the picture? Because
so for travel insurance, we have something called medical evacuations benefits. So it means that when the customers when they have treatment, like for example in Japan, okay, but it's longer than it needs. Maybe it's time to return back to Malaysia. So we have a cover of the medical evacuations. So it means that we can arrange a certain special flight to fly the patients from Japan back to Malaysia. At the insurance cost.
I see. But at the same time, you will be covering their entire bill when they're overseas.
Yes, the hospitalization cost, as well as you need to ask them to fly back from Japan to Malaysia. So all this kind of special flight arrangement, we also will be able to cover for that.
I guess because sometimes if there's a visa limitation, then they will need to come back, right? That's where the evacuation is required? Sometimes?
Sometimes also depends on the travelers. They will ask I'm not comfortable in Japan. I want to get closer to my home because I miss my family members. So that is the request that's coming in, that we need to fly them back to Malaysia and seek treatment here.
Would you say cases like this, are they actually pretty common?
I cannot say it's common, but when there is a request, the insurance is there to support and bring the travelers back to Malaysia.
Okay, then I think that's where we can see a lot of that being very helpful to have insurance like that, because we don't think about this stuff, but it does happen. In fact, I also know of friends and relatives where they went overseas thinking that they're all good, and then next thing you know, they get hospitalized and they didn't cover insurance, and a lot of money was involved. But that is where we want to make sure this mindset will change. Now, I think insurance is actually quite affordable for some, and if you were to, let's say, look at Bangkok, it might cost maybe 20 to 30 ringgit if you buy it way earlier. And for a lot of people, they say, I'm not going to pay extra 30 ringgit, but they're willing to pay a flight that's 700 ringgit. So what is the opportunity cost in that sense? Not making not actually paying this 30 ringgit, what are they missing out on?
Yeah, so for example, that like I think few months back, there's one customer that he went to Bali for a scuba diving trip, but unfortunately he 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 was having a problem of decompressions. Okay, while he's having the
Oh
scuba diving trip.
no.
So then of course he has to be rushed to the hospital. So the total bill of the hospital is around like 80 over thousand Malaysia ringgit. Okay, so but the insurance premium is maybe around like 50 to 80 ringgit. Yeah. So can you imagine, like, if you do not pay for this travel insurance, then you have to fork out 80,000 by yourself. So it might mean that you need to wipe out all your savings, and even that you might need to ask for your family members for help. So we always try to like educate all the audiences out there, saying that don't be penny wise, pound foolish. Yeah. So it means that some expenses you should use it to manage your risk. Yeah. And the other things that we always try to promote to the public is that you are supposed to go for a very happy and joyful trip. Okay, so don't leave your consequences for your family members to bear. So normally when you cover for your travel insurance, then you know that you are covered if anything bad happened to you with that small amount of money.
I'm going to touch on something you brought up quite interesting, because you talk about scuba diving.
Yep.
And this is even for me personally. I believe extreme sports is not necessarily covered by a lot of insurance.
Yep.
And I don't know if scuba diving is considered one, because it can be. So for example, I do rock climbing. So for some, I think rock climbing is considered a extreme sport. So what is the stance for Tune Protect to cover something like that on a lifestyle travel? So you said scuba diving seems okay, then to what limitations do you say, okay, we don't cover that at all?
Yeah, so for example, like we know that some travelers like to go for adventure trip, go for like, for example,
skiing,
hiking.
or from the surface of the CA and then 20 meters.
So you cannot go for like a very adventurous or this kind of thing. Those are the things that
free diving or whatnot.
We might not be able to cover. But 20 meters actually is quite deep already.
Yes.
So that is the limitations of the comprehensive insurance. But of course, you can always add on our other insurance called extreme sport insurance.
Oh, do you have it?
Yes. So we also have those kind of things to cover all your sport as well. So like, for example, remember, if you go overseas for marathons, okay, actually it's a competitive sport. So actually we don't really cover in our travel insurance policies. Yeah. So
if it's a competition, it's not necessarily covered because there's a lot of risk that comes with it.
Yes.
Because they are pushing themselves and
correct.
So if I ever go for Ironman, I don't think that's happening in my lifetime. So if I go for an Ironman, I can't really be buying this insurance because it's more for leisure.
Yes.
I see. Okay.
But we can always have the what they call the extreme sport cover, another piece of insurance to cover travelers' specific needs on their sport related activities. Yeah.
Okay, I'm quite happy to know that, because when I was actually searching up for insurance that can cover my own activities, I couldn't find much. In fact, I had to go out of Malaysia to maybe find something similar.
Oh, okay.
So then I didn't know that this was available. But I think it's good that you bring up, because I don't think a lot of insurance are willing to cover that, and Tune Protect does.
Yes.
So I'm very excited to know. And for all my friends out there who are doing extreme sports, please consider Tune Protect for your safety. And I think maybe for a lot of travelers out there, don't care, they're extreme adventurers, or even just someone who's just more sedentary or they laid back. What is the criteria of a travel insurance that they should look out for? Like flight delays, you mentioned those. Baggages.
So normally, I think the first thing that our customer always look out for is actually the medical coverage. Okay. Yes, that is always the first thing comes to comparisons, all these kind of things. So the medical coverage, I think that is important. Then the second thing that you also need to pay attention to the cashless facilities. This is something that Tune Protect tried to design something differently for our affluent customers, because that we noticed that some customers, when you travel abroad, okay, a lot of time when you're hospitalized, you need to pay first. Then after that, you only can come back and file and claim. So these days, we want to save this kind of hassle. We come up with something we call cashless facility. So it means that, like, if you want to travel abroad and then you got hospitalized, and then you do not need to pay any single cent from your own pockets. So you can just call our hotline. Our hotline will arrange the hospitalization for you. So it's just like in Malaysia, you have a medical card, you walk into any hospital that you like. So that kind of concept, but it's for when you're traveling abroad. Yeah. So this is a cashless facility that we roll out in the market. I think 2 years ago. So some customers really appreciate this kind of benefit as well. So like what you say, they do
baggage claim, flight delays, and then but mainly medical coverage is always the most important.
Yes. So flight delay, baggage damage, trip cancellations, those are the things that customers should also pay attention at. So these are because flight delay and baggage damage are the common claims. Okay.
Yeah.
And then, for example, the trip cancellations, we also notice that more and more people are using it. Because that things change, or maybe their family member or their travel partners fell sick or hospitalized before the trip. And then, of course, you have no choice but to cancel the trip. And then there's a lot of deposit you are being forfeited. So that is where the insurance can come into the pictures and help the travelers.
And I think it's also interesting that you talk about cashless facilities because I was actually thinking in my head like, oh my god, my credit card does not have enough credit limit. Like, I can only pay so much on my credit card, but the fact that you have it all covered, so it does not, I won't say it does not matter, but I guess most hospitals you cover so that once you give a call, you liaise with the PIC from the hospital and everything can go smoothly in that sense.
Yes. So it means that you need to be hospitalized with this cashless facility. What you need to do, actually just give a call to the hotline. Then the hotline will try to arrange which is the hospital that do not need this kind of, do not need you to pay upfront. Then you can
so we have to call first before that we go to the hospital. Otherwise, you go to the hospital, oh no, they cannot already, jialat or what, you know what they say. So in that sense that they must call first before you make admission into the hospital.
Yes.
So very important, guys. Call first, then only go to the hospital, not the other way around.
Okay? Let our professional handler to help you when you're on your trip.
Yes. Okay. So very crucial. And I think that's so exciting to see. And I'm now very curious about going forward for Tune Protect. What do you see the next few years is going to be like in the trending line, and or maybe even the way travelers will adapt, and what would Tune Protect do differently?
Yep. So like I have mentioned, okay, these days travelers are seeking for experience. Okay, so not necessarily like just a hotel stay or whatever. They're more willing to pay for the experience. So from the insurance point of view, we also try to move beyond the traditional insurance doing. So it means that, like, for example, if there's something bad happened to you, I just give you the money. So what we try to do is like, can we enhance the overall experience for the traveler? For example, cashless facility. So it means that if you're hospitalized, we're taking care of all this kind of cashless problem, then you can have a peace of mind. For example, flight delay, then if your flight delay more than 2 hours, you got bored at the airport, instead of paying you money, I mean, not only paying you money, on top of it, we give you access to some premium lounges. So to transform your bad experience to the good one. So those are the what do you call at Tune Protect, we try to design a way that to the traveler experience. Okay, so that is how we want to differentiate our company compared to the competitors, to make it
a very seamless user experience in that sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
At the same time, in terms of the technology wise, we also want to, like, for example, last year we rolled out our one claim initiative. So which is, we will make our claims on the web and also mobile app, where we can let the customer to claim wherever or anytime that they want, anywhere in the world. So it means that make things easier for them to file the claims, and also make them easier to follow up on the claim status. Do not need to keep calling our claim team. Everything is all within their fingertips. So that is how we want to transform the whole experience for the customer.
Because, so in the future, there's be like live chat, like I can actually like, I mean, this is something that we can consider down the line.
Yes. And also, that one is on technology side. So we're also looking at like convenience aspect as well. So these days, all the travelers, as you can know, as I mentioned on the data just now, so a lot of customers buy the insurance at the very, very last minute. We also noticed that actually they are travelers. They not only need the travel insurance, they might need eSIM, they might need premium lounge, they might need baggage trackers, all those kind of small little things, but it's also very important to the travelers. So we plan to sell it together with insurance. We know that you buy the insurance, but I also know that you travel out of the country, you might need to have your communication, SIM card, all these kind of things. So we are planning to put everything together and sell it in one package to the customer.
One product bundle that is like worry-free, A to Z, you cover all.
Yes, one button, then you get all these kind of travel ancillary with you. So this is how we want to transform our travel insurance and give more, we think from the traveler perspective rather than think from the insurer perspective.
I think it's the same also for MoneyX, that we aim to want to simplify users' experience, and just like how Tune Protect, you want to simplify travel's life. You know, they want everything that's in one bundle. We are also doing that similarly on MoneyX, where you can even put all your documents in one bundle, one app, and even access great insurance benefits through Tune Protect. And MoneyX is going to give you even better benefits, which is 15% bonus and also 10 ringgit touch and go pin. Yeah, I think that's way better benefits on top of the fact that you get to have all your flight delays covered and your baggage damages covered, and even anything that is travel related, so that you can have an enjoyable, seamless journey during this holiday season. And with that, I want to say thank you, Joseph. It was a pleasure to have you on our podcast.
Sure, thank you, Anna. I think it's a pleasure to have me here and sharing with all the experience and tips with all the audiences. Thank you, MoneyX.
Thank you, Joseph. I think you have shared a lot. I have definitely, the end goal here is that my mindset of travel insurance has changed, and it's for the better. And I will definitely be getting Tune Protect insurance the next time I travel, maybe to Bangkok. That's actually where I'm going next. And nice. That is very crucial. So for all our friends out there at MoneyX, please consider Tune Protect for your benefit, because it is all about making sure you make better decisions for your wallet and protecting yourself. Other than losing your passport, you get Tune Protect to protect you from that. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of the episode. Thank you so much for joining us. Please follow and like and subscribe here on MoneyX. That is MoneyXglobal on Instagram and on YouTube. And you can also check out the campaign at moneyx.com.my/campaign. With that, please share this advice to all your friends who might be interested. Comment and let us know what you'd like to see in our next podcast. With that, my name is Anna, and see you in the next episode. Bye!
Download MoneyX now.